think you can see the whole R program. So I've managed to get this to fit on a screen, and the output that it produces now looks like this. So the first frame, it produces a series of frames, and this is the first one. It looks completely blank, and then as you go down, you start to see more and more of the Sierpinski triangle. And I think I'm going up in steps of 10. So in the first image, there's no dots. In the second image, there's 10 dots, all the way up to, I think it might be 10,000 dots, something like that. So let's have a look at the code and I'll explain what everything does. First thing, library JPEG. That allows me to use a write JPEG at the end. Okay, set the width. I checked online. These should be the right dimensions for TikTok. So we'll see how that goes when I edit the video. BX is not the best variable name, but I think it means box. Box is an array, and it's a bit of a strange array. The dimensions of it are width by height. So in this case, it goes 1080 across and 1920 up. But also, and this is really essential here, each point in that array is a vector with 3 numbers in it. And in this case, every cell at the beginning, every cell in that vector contains 1, 1, 1. And those 3 values are red, green, blue. And because they're equal, that shades every pixel white. So it's an array that stores an image. And then we define 2 vectors, x and y, which contain the coordinates of 3 vertices of a triangle. So the first one has an x, y value. So for example, C1 is x equals 0, y equals height. C2 is x equals width, y equals height. And C3 is x equals halfway across and y equals 0. That might sound a little bit strange. The triangle, the matrix, is upside down. The origin of the matrix is in the top left corner. So I've had to I've had to plot the vertices of the triangle upside down, but then it ends up being the right way up. Does that make sense? Yes. If the origin was in the bottom left corner, then this would be, oh no, hang on a minute. 0, width, and halfway. That one seems right. Yes, it's the top. Yes, yes. Height, 0. So if you think about the y values, this is plotting an upside down triangle. If you assume that the origin's in the bottom left, but it isn't, it's in the top left. Okay. So we set our x and y positions to be the coordinates of the number 1 vertex. We set count to 1. Count should probably be 0. Let's just see, count should probably be 0. Oh, I don't know. Starts on frame 1, ends on frame 1001. Doesn't really matter. Okay. So then we set the limit. The limit tells you how many dots to plot. And then we do for I in 1 to limit. This is going to produce that number of dots. Okay, now this is cool. Using R's inbuilt stats capabilities, we sample the numbers 1 to 3. We sample 1 from that set. And so we randomly get values 1, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 2, 3, 1, whatever. Then we get, and we call that number vertex. And then we say vertex x equals x and that number. Vertex y equals y and that number. So we're picking a vertex from a possible set of 3. And then what we do is we average where we are now and the position of that vertex. So we plot a point. We're going to plot a point halfway between where we are now and the randomly chosen vertex. That's done here. So here we set the value of that pixel to 0. This gives us the black points. We're almost done. We turn the index is a number and we turn it into like a padded string. So we pad it with zeros at the beginning And then that gives us these nice, predictable 6-digit numbers on the end here, which are useful for animating later on. We increment our count so that the file name increments. We set the working directory. I've just put dummy information in here. We use a paste command to bring frame, number, and JPEG all into one string. And then we do a write JPEG command with the file name. And that's it. That produces, because it's all in one big loop, that produces a series of JPEGs. And then I use FFmpeg to bring those individual frames together into an animation.
I eat at Pink's when I got to LA. They got really great hot dogs and all different flavors. And it's a great place. I mean, that's how Mr. Pink asked me to read it.
Wait. This isn't a joke?
No, we missed it. Mr. Pink asked him to read it.